Hello YouTube. So today we are going to change the spark plugs on my 2008 Honda CRV. The car has around 75,000 miles and I think it's time to change the spark plugs. The manual does not recommend changing it till 100,000, but I'm still going to go ahead and change the plugs anyway. It's a pretty straightforward job and there are some basic tools you would need for this. So this is a spark plug socket that you will need. So it's just like any other deep socket, except it has a rubber boot inside it. So as the socket goes on top of the spark plug, it catches on, the boot catches on with the spark plug, and as you remove it, the spark plugs comes along with it. So you definitely need that. And obviously you need a ratchet and you need an extension arm because the spark plugs is deep inside the engine. So to reach that you need this. This is a 10 mm socket. I'll let you know why I need this. This is to remove the top cover of the spark plug bay. And obviously you need 4 new spark plugs. I'm going with NGK iridiums. This is model number, okay, that's the one, 1ZFR6K11. So I'm going with iridium because they last longer, so I'm thinking another 75,000 miles, I don't have to worry about it. So these are all the basic tools you need for the job. So first step is to remove the spark plug bay cover, and then we will see the 4 spark plugs, and then we will replace them one by one. So step 1, you need to remove these 2 bolts that's holding on the cover to the engine body. So they are 10 mm bolts, so use a 10 mm socket to loosen it up, and it's very easy to remove it. Now make sure the engine is cold, or at least not hot to the touch, before you do this. So there's 2 more bolts you need to remove. There are again 10 mm bolt, one here and one on the other side. So total 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And this plastic cover will come off. It's already wiggling around. So the cover is off, and you guys can see the 4 spark plugs, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now it has quite some dust in it. So I'm going to take my compressor and blow the dust out so it doesn't fall into the spark plug holes. And then we'll remove them one by one, and we'll swap them out. I'm going to remove this boot first. So to do that, you need to remove the connection. So just press on the tab and just wiggle out. This is the tab you need to press on, and it'll come right off. Now this boot is held on by this nut. This nut is alternative. So if you see, this is a bigger nut or a taller nut, and the next one is a smaller one. The other one is a taller one, and the next one again is a smaller one. So they are alternate. Small, big, small, big. So not to confuse yourself, do one boot at a time. So I'm going to do this first. So I'll remove this nut off, and once I do that, this entire boot will come off. Then we can get to the spark plug and remove it out. So I removed the nut, and now the boot is free to come out. So that's the first boot. It looks in really good shape actually. The boot looks really good. There's no damage that I can see. So inspect it, make sure there's no cracks or anything, and if it is, it's better to replace the boot. But this one looks good, so I'm just going to clean out some dust and I'm going to reuse this. Alright, so keep it there. Now we can get to the spark plug. As you can see, it's right there. So this is the spark plug socket, extension arm, ratchet. So we're going to get the spark plug out. Make sure no dust falls inside. Yep, once it catches on, it should be easy to come out. I can do it with one hand. So this is the spark plug that came out from the engine, and as you can see, the threads are a little bit burned out, and let's see how the spark plug looks. Yep, there's some burnout and rust in the spark plug, and the electrode itself, it's not bad. I don't know if it focuses or not, but it's not bad. But anyways, I'm going to change this out. Now, in the new plug, since it's an NGK, NGK says not to put any anti-seize on it. The reason is this thread is coated with chemical. I think it's cadmium or zinc cadmium, something like that. So NGK suggests not to do anti-seize. So if you do, you may over tighten the spark plug. Now these are pre-adjusted plugs. I'm not going to adjust them, and they look just fine. So I'm going to put this in and put the bolt back on, and I'm going to do it for all the 4. So it's the same procedure. So take the new plug, put it into the socket, make sure the socket grabs the plug with that black washer boot we saw earlier, and now it's not going to fall off now, as you can see. So this is what you don't want, the spark plug falling into the engine bay. So make sure it's secured and then lower it gently into the engine bay, and you're done. Now as for tightening it, I'm going to give it hand turns, and when it's snug, I'm going to give it a quarter of a pull, and that's it. Alright, so right there it goes. Make sure not to cross thread it. These are aluminium engines, and it's very easy to cross thread them. So if you see any resistance, back off. Yep, it's hand tight now. Now I'm going to take the ratchet and give it a quarter pull, and that's it. So I'm going to hold at the head of the ratchet, not at the end, so I don't give much torque. So hold on like that, and 1, 2, 3, and that's pretty much it. Alright, so the procedure is the same for all the 4. So remove the nut one by one and replace them. Now to put the boot back in, so you just make sure everything is clean, everything is good to go, and place the boot back into the engine. Press it in, make sure it contacts with the plug, Press it hard. I think it's good. Put the connections back in, and we have to put the bolt back. And that's pretty much it. And so that's it, guys. So I replaced all the four, put the boot back in, connected the electrical connectors, tightened the bolts, all the four bolts, make sure they're snug and fit, and that's pretty much it. Now we have to put the cover back in, and we can start the vehicle and see what happens. Alright, so the cover is on, everything is tight, so let's go and start up the car. That's it. So the engine is running, it's smooth. Yep, no problems. So it's a very straightforward job. Just with a few basic tools, you can do it yourself. The NGK plugs, you can get it online. I got all the 4 iridium plugs for close to like $25 on sale. So Amazon has a lot of online retailers have them. So, and it doesn't take much time. The total install time was like 30 minutes. And that's pretty much it. Alright, hopefully it helps somebody.